Hello, boys and girls. It's Mrs. Jones, and today we are going to do some more science. Before we go back to talking about resources in Virginia, we are going to review what we learned last week about resources in Virginia. Natural resources are things found in nature and are not handmade that we use to make things. So, gasoline, fire, sunlight, wind, all of those are natural resources. We can't actually create those. Human resources are people who do work to make goods or produce services. Last week we talked about how a lifeguard is a human resource. A teacher is a human resource. A grocery store worker is a human resource. And we talked about capital resources. Capital resources are resources that are man-made. Humans create them, such as machines, tools, vehicles, and information. A bay. This is part of our water resources. A bay is a large body of water that is surrounded by land on three sides and connects to a larger body of water, such as an ocean or a sea. We have a very famous bay located near Virginia. It's called the Chesapeake Bay. Lakes. Lakes are a large body of water that is surrounded by land. A river is a large natural stream of water that flows in a certain path to another body of water. Here in Henry County, we have the Smith River. And a reservoir. A reservoir is an artificial or natural lake where water is collected as a water supply. About 3 minutes down the road from Meadowview Elementary, you can get to the Martinsville Reservoir. Renewable resources. Resources that can be formed again over a short period of time. Some examples of renewable resources are wind, water, and sunlight. Even though we use these resources, they can come back again and again and again. Non-renewable resources are resources that cannot be formed again, or if it can, it takes more than a lifetime. So if we use them up before you pass away, there won't be any more because it takes hundreds and hundreds of years. Some examples of non-renewable resources are coal, and natural oil. Today we're going to be talking about minerals that can be found in Virginia. Mineral resources are solid materials that come from the ground. Each has its own characteristic, such as color, texture, shape, and more. And it can be used in a number of ways. Let's learn about some of the minerals that we can find in Virginia and how they're used. Coal. Here's a picture of coal. Coal is a natural energy source and is used to produce electricity and heat buildings. These are just a few of the ways that we can use coal. Coal is going to be a non-renewable resource because it takes hundreds and hundreds of years to produce coal. Granite. Granite is used to make countertops and decorative stonework. Sometimes you see granite countertops in people's homes. It doesn't look as rough because they sand it and make it smooth and shiny. Limestone. Limestone is used to make construction materials like cement, mortar, and stones for buildings. Sand and gravel. Sand is used in construction and to make glass and sandpaper. Gravel is used for construction purposes like making driveways and roads. Aggregates. You might say, Mrs. Jones, I don't know what an aggregate is. Well, let's learn today. Aggregates are crushed stones, and are used to make construction materials like concrete and to provide a foundation under roads and drains. They almost look like little small gravel. What is in Virginia? Let's take a look at an interactive mineral map of Virginia. Here you see the state of Virginia. If you notice the colors, you see that they kind of look similar to what Ms. Campbell's been teaching about in Virginia Studies. When we go up to Virginia, we're going to zoom in closer so we can see what types of minerals can be found in which locations. Over here in the Tidewater region, I'm going to click and see what kind of mineral is there. It says we can find here gravel and sand. It makes sense that we're going to be able to find sand through here because what is close by? Oh, the Chesapeake Bay is close by, and the Chesapeake Bay feeds into this large body of water, which is called the Atlantic Ocean. So there is the Chesapeake Bay and Atlantic Ocean, and this area right here is known for sand and gravel. Those are the minerals that we can produce in the Tidewater area. If we come over here, I'm going to zoom in closer and we're going to look at Henry County, where we live. Do you see a word that looks familiar? If you look closely, you can see the word Martinsville, and nearby us is Danville and Roanoke. I'm going to zoom in a little closer to get close to Martinsville as I can. If you notice, you're going to see some dotted lines right here. It goes up and back down and off to the side. This is the dotted lines representing Henry County. If we click on different parts of Henry County, we can see different stones. If we look in the Collinsville area where Miss Jones just clicked, here's Collinsville where most of us live. If we click in this area, we see that these are the types of rocks that can be mined here. Notice granite. Granite is one of the types that can be mined in Collinsville and the surrounding areas. It's called Leatherwood granite, and we talked about granite as being a type of mineral that can be found here.